This is Marta with Universal Power Tarot, and these messages we bring you today are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hi, my friends. So happy that you're here. So happy that you tuned in. Amazing. Thank you for your time. It's interesting that I should mention time, by the way. And before we hop into it, I just have a little request. If you could please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get back up to 10,000 because that gives me more creative freedom. So if you could push me up there again, that would be amazing. Thank you so much. It's completely free for you, but it means the world to me. So thank you so much. Also, of course, if you want to take advantage of the deal we got going on throughout November and December, please feel free to send me an email, universalpowertarot@gmail.com. All right, let's hop in. My dear Cancers, you have, and that was interesting, in the pre-shuffle, what came out for you is the Master of Time, the drum, and what's it called? Thunder. So with the Master of Time, that is really interesting because it means you're in control of something here. You're in control of your healing journey. You're in control of time, really. It also means breaking free of linear thinking of time. You know how we have past, present, and future? Oh, that's interesting. Past, present, and future. That is interesting. So there's the topic of, the master of time of your past events going back in time, shamanic journeying. So that's what you actually may be doing right now or may have been doing in the past. I'm feeling like the lines are getting blurred here for me when it comes to time. So that's what may be occurring in your life because I asked the question, what's going on right now with you and how can you help yourself? So the lines are getting blurred a bit here when it comes to that. I'm feeling like a spiral. And that's interesting because right in the beginning of the channel, someone like a physicist or something sent me an image of how time actually works. And what I'm seeing now is that movement. Interesting. So you may be into, physics, you may be into science. Very, very interesting. What I also felt with you, because Palo Santo was going crazy, so a lot of cleansing energies. So you must have done like a lot of cleansing. And I can feel a lot of strength coming from you as well. We'll get into the rest of the cards here too, but I want to hop into the tarot. And interestingly enough, holy crap, you're joking. They wanted me to bring out the Tarot of the Old Path again and store away, at least for your reading, the, what's it called again? The Dreamy Moons Tarot. What you have here, Cancer, is exactly your card. So Mastery, the Master of, no, here, right here, the Master of Time. This is so freaking interesting because it lets me know that you're on the way to mastery, to mastering your emotions, to mastering all the elements you see depicted here. So fire, earth, water, air. So becoming the master of all of those and that. So there's tremendous power that's involved here, but also tremendous maturity, which I really like because the way this works is spirit is testing you. And that's what the initiation here with the thunder is denoting to as well. This is tremendous power, right? That is given to you here. But it will be used for the highest good. And Spirit tested you to make sure that that's what you're actually doing. Now, we all do have a shadow side as well. So the more light is coming in, the more shadow is going to be illuminated. And this is actually a good thing. Although the process can be somewhat uncomfortable because you start to see things in yourself that you never thought you had within yourself. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, and you may even feel into those and ease into those and be like, okay, let's live that out for a little bit. Just to test out the waters, to see what this feels like, to get the understanding of the hows and whys of that certain thing that you're testing out. Of that shadow. It's meant to be integrated, right? It's meant to go back in time, heal it, and use it for the highest good. This is so interesting. And it's unfolding right now in your life. So what I'm feeling here is you're still on your way to mastery. We all are. Like this is, see that infinity symbol? This is something that is ongoing, right? Very interesting. What else, please, for Cancer? Thank you. Ooh, I love it. Yes. We have the lovers. So immediately I was thinking about decision making because this is what the card used to stand for. I'm also getting a lot of peaceful vibes. Angelic presence is around you. Sacred geometry definitely does play a part. As we could see, they showed me that spiraling kind of a thing only to the side. So, like a time tunnel of some sort. And I know that we can go, shamanic traveling. There may also be something that happened around the Scorpio new moon. It also is denoting to divine feminine, divine masculine energy becoming one. That's the healing. You must have also gone back like through your ancestral line, depending on where you are in your journey, but that's what I'm strongly picking up on, to induce healing within that ancestral line. And you could have gone back quite far here, actually, to induce healing, to ask your ancestors to please, bring about healing. And what I'm getting here, you may have found it too. And it's interesting too, because look at this. We have the young one here, the young woman and the young man. And all of a sudden the roles start to reverse. And we have the mature woman and the mature man right there. It's interesting because it really means the whole, of course, this is a maturing process, right? You won't reach mastery without a certain level of maturity. That's just not possible, right? So flipping things around, looking at things from a different angle, highly connected to nature is what I see here. You may also, interesting, they're now pointing my eye to the fruits. So having an affinity to fruits, like you may be doing something with this, maybe jams, or maybe you're growing fruit or vegetables, maybe even if it's just tomatoes. But something about this, something about being connected to the earth, doing it, watching it grow. Aha, also watching yourself grow, watching your own evolution, right? You don't plant seeds in the winter. You just don't do that. If you did, of course you can, right? But the outcome is probably not a desirable one. So there's also something about divine timing and not something that is man-made. This is a card of Gemini. Okay, yes. Oh, wow. Oh my God, here we go. It's reflected in these cards. So that would be exactly that, the Knight of Swords. That is someone that's actually looking for trouble a little bit. So this could either be external. I'm getting jealousy with this. You may have someone around you, my dear Cancer, that is a bit jealous. It could also be internal indeed, when we're talking about the inner critic, because you don't criticize people when you're happy. You start to criticize them and yourself and judge them when you're not happy, or when you're seeing something within them that you despise, that you don't like. But unknowingly, of course, this is a side within yourself. So again, it's all about integration, but it's very fitting with the lightning, because if not handled carefully, when not handled carefully, the thunder can cause great damage. But when handled and funneled, what I'm now getting is like, I can't quite describe that. I don't know physics enough to describe what they're showing me, but it's like, funneling the, oh my God, my hands. Whoa, this is quite a bit of energy, guys. So it's like funneling the energy, and this takes quite some effort and time to perfect, because it's challenging to funnel the energy over here and produce something that is valuable to all, that has meaning to all. So transporting this, integrating this, because shadow always means power. Shadow always means power. Transformed shadow is tremendous power. When you don't transform it, it means destruction, or it can mean that within self, but also for others. So this is like, trying to manage it, trying to, because you can't really control or contain thunder in that sense, because it's too powerful. So it needs to be integrated. It needs to, you just learn how to deal with it. Let's say you were really angry in your life. When you the thing is not, or the trick is not to do away with anger. That's not the way to go. You want to integrate it. You want to go see where the root of the anger is, the root cause. Exactly. Drum here again with the healing energy. You want to see where the root cause is, and then it transforms. Then it becomes something that you can actually use for the greater good. What can Cancer use? No? Yes. What can Cancer do to help themselves in their current situation? What can they do? What they're immediately saying is integrate those energies. When you're feeling anger or rage or feel you want to lash out, try the approach of either, if you need to let those aggressions out, do sports, for example, that helps, or punch a pillow or scream in a pillow or whatever it is that you do. Try to be mindful of those energies, because again, they can lash out on other people, even if you don't want it, right? Because when you start to try to contain this is really not something that can be contained, right? So the process of trying to do it without actually going to the root is only going to work for a certain amount of time, and it'll wear you out too, because this is stronger, right? This is stronger, and it can also be something that can make you fearful of yourself or of that anger. It's like, Jesus, I wish it were gone, right? I wish it weren't so. But again, it can also show up as another person to show you this side. And no judgment whatsoever from my side at all, guys, because this is something that's good when it's showing up. Really, really good. Appreciate that it's there. Say thank you, or you can say you don't do anything that you don't want to do if it doesn't resonate. But you can say thank you for showing yourself, because this is in itself also a brave act. You need to see this as internal personalities that is all you, and they're actually brave for showing themselves, because anger, there's usually like an underlying sadness or feeling an injustice that happened, and that's why they're so angry, because they had no other way of dealing with it. So let's say around 20s or 15, something like this, in the teens or 20s, something that happened that made you very angry, that made you, because someone treated you unjust. And when we're at that age, that can very fast go a different direction. It can go into, treating others in that very same way, right? That you were treated, and this is unconscious. It's not something, we had this in the Gemini reading. That was interesting too, to not judge yourself for this, because you couldn't see it. And this is the same thing here. There's so many things we just don't see, okay? Cancer. I hope I didn't keep calling you Gemini. Let's see what else for you. Thank you. Relax. This one goes right here. It's so interesting that will be on the Master of Time, because it says there's plenty of time to do and achieve all you desire. This is so interesting, because sometimes we feel there is only so much time we have on this earthly plane. And sometimes it can feel like this is so long. I wish I could exit somewhere. This is taking too long. The whole process is taking too long. But mastery just takes its time. It's like you don't want to take out bread out of the oven before it's baked fully, because it's not a bread. It's not mastery if you're not going through initiations, if you're not going through some sort of hard times. A lot of the shamanic journeys, by the way, come through hardship. And your mission is calling you. That's what the thunder here is talking about too. The mission is calling you, and sometimes through hard events that you learn, oh, this is where you're going, right? This is where you're meant to be. Very interesting. So there's plenty of time to do and achieve all you desire, Cancer. Place your hands gently on your heart. That's right. It's kind of harder energies. Feminine is what needs to come in. Place your hands gently on your heart and allow your breath to guide you to a quiet space within. Imagine yourself bathed in golden light flowing from the eternal heart of God. I, your guardian angel, am with you. Allow me into your heart. You will accomplish more by focusing on that which is most important in life. Love. Yeah, the integration. So with this, if you can, try to ground yourself, put the energies back into your heart, and try to see it from a higher perspective, from a more mature without judgment or without trying to judge it from a more mature kind of a standpoint and try to guide this one over here. Because I believe it's part of you. As every person is, we're all one. So this is interesting also that this would show up. It also has to do with forgiveness and with, understanding that very fact that we're all one, that when you hurt another, you ultimately hurt yourself. And when another hurts you, they ultimately hurt themselves too. And this is this process. It just needs to, break the chain, to break the chain. Maybe you were the one in your family that was breaking the pattern, that was saying, no more, it ends with me. Yes, okay. So I hope this helps you. And we're going to take this over to the extended to learn more about this reading. If it resonates with you, you're more than welcome to come over there with me. Patreon, link down below in the caption. Yeah, and if you want to book a private reading with me to find out more about your very specific situation and how you can help heal yourself, please reach out at universalpowertarot@gmail.com. November, December is when the discount is on. Okay, my friends, sending you so much love, light, and shadow. And I really, really hope it was helpful and insightful. And I'll either see you over there or next time. Thank you. Bye.